Jackson Dart, who took them out 17 nights ago. What does he have in store in this rematch between these division rivals? And then John Harbaugh, everything in the world at stake for the coach and his team today. Feels like it's either going to be the beginning or the end of the Ravens season. Coach. Let's find out which it is as they host Chicago, part of a sensational Sunday slate. And we are back and better than ever. Sunday NFL Countdown. The gang is all here. We are ready to roll. It's a terrific slate on this Sunday. And we are, in a word, everywhere. We have 6 sites covered with our outstanding reporters as we count you down to kickoff in advance of particularly a very, very good early window. And as always, we begin with the day's top stories. Adam Schefter, take it away.
Shefty. Good morning, guys. Happy week 8. There are 3 quarterbacks today making their first start of the season. Tyler Huntley, Andy Dalton, and of course, Kirk Cousins. 1 year after the 10-year anniversary of his quote, "You like that?" He gets his first start against the Miami Dolphins. Michael Penix dealing with a bone bruise in his knee. That leaves him uncertain for next week's game at New England. He won't play today. Cousins will have to step in and get this team turned around after it lost last week at San Francisco. But this is why he's the backup and paid what he is. As for A.J. Brown, obviously ruled out of today's game against the New York Giants. The Eagles are going to have to turn to Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert, Josh Dotson, all the weapons that they have in his place. He's dealing with a hamstring injury. It's not considered serious. There's a realistic chance he'll be back for the Eagles' next game after the bye at Green Bay on Monday Night Football. And we mentioned that Tyler Huntley starting today in place of Lamar Jackson. Look, a couple of weeks ago, John Harbaugh said he expected Lamar Jackson and Roquan Smith back after the bye. Roquan Smith is playing today against his former Chicago Bears team. Lamar Jackson is not. The team listed him as a full participant in practice on Friday. It downgraded that participation on Saturday to limited after the controversy. In a week in which we saw all the issues surrounding the NBA and gambling, the NFL doesn't want anything that raises any questions. And so this week, the NFL now will look to do an investigation and talk to people to see whether the Ravens were guilty of any wrongdoing. The Ravens insist that they felt like there was a chance Jackson was going to play. He was a full participant on Friday, and that will be up to the league to determine whether or not that's true. And in the interim, it'll be up to Tyler Huntley to keep alive their season, Greeny.
All right, Shefty, and to that point, the line moved substantially yesterday. We can show it to you. Lamar Jackson missing his 3rd straight game. The betting line moved 5 points after it was announced that he would be out and Tyler Huntley would start, and here's the reason why.
Should have moved more.
The Ravens are 0-2 without him. This year, they scored 13 total points in those 2 games. They're 3-11 in their last 14 games without him, including the playoffs. Rex, you have a dumbfounded expression on your face. Why?
Yeah, because I'm just saying, look, they go to Huntley, and he couldn't win when they could play defense. Now they can't play defense, and we're expecting them to, oh, don't worry about it. We're the mighty Ravens. No, you're not anymore. You're not. And this thing with Lamar not being able to play again, man, I like the Bears big time in this one.
So, Randy, there are people who will say, if their season's on the line, if he's 70% of himself, it's a hamstring. If he's 70%, he's got to give it a go. What do you say to them?
Greeny, we're talking about the most valuable hamstring in all of the National Football League, and Lamar Jackson. 70% for him of what he does and what the organization requires of him, that's not good enough. That hamstring needs to be in the 90%. And the reason why is because what you do in practice throughout the week, testing hamstrings and testing injuries, like the guys, Roquan Smith, those guys may be coming back at 70, 80%. But when you have a guy that makes all of his money in this organization, the ball moves just because of his legs, he needs to be at about 90, 95%.
What's going on in Baltimore? What is all the confusion? Is he practicing or is he not practicing? Because when we're out there on practice during the week as players, and you see your starting quarterback out there, I mean, usually if they can't go, they're not even on the field, okay? They got rehab to do. They got tape to watch for the opponent that they think they're going to play for. You get him out there, it's almost like a tease to everyone else. And it's like, oh, are you playing this? We got Lamar. Then all of a sudden Saturday, I hope they knew. I hope they knew, because if they're starting the weekend thinking they're going to have Lamar, now they don't have Lamar. This is just totally deflating if you're a member of the Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah, this doesn't look good for Baltimore. Listen, they score more than 32 points a game when Lamar's in the game. They score 6 points a game when he's not, right? This is a drastically different team. Whoever's at quarterback, Snoop, Cooper Rush, right, it hasn't really mattered. And you pair it with this defense that's been so porous, right, this is not a good situation. The big question for me, again, coming off their bye week, obviously Lamar not playing, but like everybody else is back for this team, right? Roquan's back, Marlon Humphrey's back. Everybody on defense is back playing.
But how healthy
can you
are
make
they?
any changes, though? Can they do anything different defensively from a scheme standpoint to play winning football?
Well, I hope so.
It's the worst insult ever to tell me I need my starting quarterback to win a football game. That's what this team is being known as. If Lamar's playing, you got a great chance. If he doesn't play, you're written off. You've got everybody back. Can you win? Can you win one game without Lamar? I'll be watching that to see how Roquan and all these leaders that are back on defense. How about one game? One game win without your quarterback, and then on Thursday night make a run.
Yeah, I mean, can you actually play defense? This thing is historically built on defense. When you think of the Baltimore Ravens, you think of defense. Now, look, they had the off week. You heard the defensive coordinator sit back and say, we went back, we're studying the pressures and things like that. Thank God. Do something. I don't care what it is. But, I mean, this has been absolutely atrocious. But pride, show up with that Raven pride. And the thing is, though, but what do the numbers say? Numbers say no. You are all about Lamar Jackson, period.
The last thing on Lamar and the injury, listen, hamstrings are funny, right? Like, this isn't a toughness thing. This isn't something you just rub dirt on and you kind of play through pain, right? Like, they can be finicky. He could be out for even longer. Real question I have is, they have a short week. They play next week on Thursday.
Right.
I know they're expecting him then. Is that actually going to happen? I mean, that's only 5 days away.
But how the hell can you expect him then if, he can't play today? I don't understand that.
Well, that would be a great question to ask Adam Schefter. And the good news is I happen to have Adam Schefter sitting right over there. Schefter, what can you add here?
Well, Greeny, the expectation is that Lamar Jackson is going to play on Thursday night at Miami against the Dolphins in his home state. And I think that entered into the decision today to rule him out. Rather than play 2 games in 5 days, they approached it whereas they were going to bring him back to practice, ramp him up, get him ready to play, and he is expected to go Thursday night against Miami. Then again, he was expected to go today, in John Harbaugh's opinion, a couple of weeks ago, and he didn't. But I think they believe that he will be there Thursday night, which is why today's game becomes so critical.
That's how you get in trouble.
All right, and today's game will feature Caleb Williams and the Bears, and we'll dive more into that side of it as we continue. But Caleb is in the building there in Baltimore, and you think he's going to have a big day against this Ravens defense?
I don't think he will. I think they're going to dehydrate their running backs, Swift and company, after seeing this team try to stop somebody on a run. But maybe I think he'll use his legs, though, Green. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets in the end zone.
And then Brian Daboll leading the Giants in. Again, 17 nights ago, they knocked off the Eagles in their own building. Now they go to Philadelphia. We'll get you set as we
message to his team this week.
2 words, Randy Scott: be physical. As Jordan Mailata said, we got to be more physical than we were the Thursday night loss in Week 6 on both sides of the football. Take the fight to the Giants. Dominate on both sides of the football. You go back to that game in Week 6, and they also have to be smarter with the football. Jalen Hurts throws a pick 6. A.J. Dillon with a fumble late in the game. And then in the fourth quarter, rookie running back for the New York Giants, Cam Scatterbo, just ran all over the Eagles defense. As Jordan Davis said, they were more physical than us at the point of attack. We have to be physical in this football game. And they have to worry about Jackson Dart. I think they were just surprised by how good the rookies were on offense for the Giants, especially rookie quarterback Jackson Dart. Jackson Dart had 58 yards rushing. He had a scramble for a touchdown. They had a good spy operation on him, but his elusiveness and quickness, I think, caught them off guard. And Scatterbo's running ability, definitely in the fourth quarter, caught him off guard. They've got to be much more physical in this football game, especially without A.J. Brown and Cam Jurgens. You're missing 2 major pieces on offense. Now, the Eagles have played successfully without A.J. Brown. Without A.J. Brown, they are 2-3. But they have to have a productive, efficient running game to go along with Devontae Smith. That's been the formula when they don't have A.J. Brown. And so far, that hasn't happened, Randy Scott. Remember, Saquon Barkley's rushing 3.3 yards per attempt, and it's not like they're not trying to run the ball, because Saquon Barkley has the 3rd most rushing attempts in the National Football League going into Week 8. So that's your story here in South Philadelphia.
And, oh, by the way, it's not the first time, but, yeah, you mentioned Sal Pallett. Saquon going against his former